Ladies and gentlemen, this is Reaction. This is how it feels to suffer in SFM Spooky. Behind the scenes by the channel LazyPurple. Okay. So I guess he's just going to talk about how he makes his SFM scene, source filmmaker. Yeah, he creates his own animation, I guess. I said that, when I saw his first video, how it feels. Basically, it was a scout one, I think. Yeah. Like, this is really good. And somebody told me, like, I should watch this because, yeah. So he's going to talk about how he's going to, obviously it's going to be, lengthy in a way, right? The video is not big, it's just 12 minutes, but for him, his process is going to be lengthy because no way in hell he's making those kind of animation in short time. So that's why the title Suffer, the word suffer is in the title. But yeah, I've seen quite a few how it feels video, and I'm not a Team Fortress 2 kind of guy. I've never played the game. I saw Meet Them All video the first time I heard about Team Fortress 2. Like, what is this? This is good. And there was some developer made his movies, short movies, or whatever. It was awesome. And then I saw how it actually feels to play the characters. Right. So every time I see them, it's just like I understand why this game is so famous. Right. And it's surprising that this game from 2007. I said that, in recent years this got famous, and somebody commented like, okay, this is kind of insulting. I don't mean it that way. I mean, it exploded in popularity recently. Obviously, people who played it a long time ago. It was still famous among the multiplayer games, but it exploded in popularity as in everybody's hearing about it, right? This is becoming that kind of thing. Obviously, the animations and developer movies help with that, but still. Well, let's watch it. Remember, if you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe so I know which type of videos to react to more. I've done quite a few how it feels video. So if you haven't seen them, check out the link in the description. There you'll find all my videos, and it's there, I guess. Or just put it in the YouTube search, how it feels and CG reaction. You'll, I guess, come up with that. And yeah, let's watch it.
So you like Halloween, huh? You like using the silly spells in Team Fortress 2? Well, so do I. But isn't Halloween supposed to be scary? Then what's with all this?
Alright, I did not time this. I didn't know this video was made 4 years ago at the Halloween time, and I guess today is Halloween there, right? Yeah.
This having a good time bullshit. Listen, man, for your sake, I hope you don't do it, but if you really want a scary time, drop TF2 for a bit and visit its deranged cousin over in the software section. Source Filmmaker!
Wait a minute, what did he just say?
I hope you don't do it, but if you really want a scary time, drop TF2 for a bit and visit its deranged cousin over in the software section.
Wait a minute, Team Fortress 2 creator Source Filmmaker, is that what he's saying?
Source Filmmaker! This program haunts me in my dreams, and I know it's trying to kill me! But the amount of glitches I experienced while making How It Feels to Play Engineer, I'm telling you, this shit's possessed! Gather round, all of you. This Halloween, I've a frightful story for you. The story of the time I had to add the Wrangler to a Source Filmmaker scene! My story starts with a prayer. Please, Valve, please update Source Filmmaker so that it doesn't use a 2008 version of TF2! Why do you curse me to manually animate things as simple as picking up engineer buildings and using the Wrangler? But they only responded with Dota Counter-Strike. I didn't understand. So onwards I pressed to manually animate the Wrangler. The Sentry Shield is simple enough, it's its own model. But this god-forsaken laser! This laser has stolen so many hours of my life that I'll never get back! How, you ask? Listen to my tale of woe. I began by importing the laser, but alas! It was pink! That's not right. It needs to be red. So I googled how to color it. Turns out that it's controlled by what I like to call source spaghetti. But first, a quick explanation. This is a control point. It represents a point in space and can be—
Oh my god. Did he just say he googled how to change the color of it? Yeah, I can see why it'd take even more time for him. Because he wasn't a veteran in source filmmaking, I guess, at this point. Oh look, I have tried to use some, animation and try to create something, and then I realized that even doing one thing takes fucking hours, right? And I just like, I'll do it later. And I just put it in the, I get back files. I still haven't touched it. But then I see his videos, like whole videos. I'm like, God damn, he put real time into this.
Used to move and rotate objects. Particles usually have very simple control points. Medic's beam has 2 control points, one for where the beam starts and one for where it ends. However, the Wrangler laser has this 3rd control point that controls its color? And this is where the source spaghetti starts. This control point's positional X, Y, and Z coordinates correspond to the laser's red, green, and blue values using a scale of -255 to +255, which necessitates the equation X times 2 minus 255, where X is the RGB value that you want. What? You didn't get that? That's because it makes no fucking sense! Even if you don't get it, I got it. However, no matter what I did with control point 2, the laser's color never changed! Well, I said, this isn't my first rodeo. Surely I can fix this in a jiffy. But how wrong I was. Firstly, I went into the particle editor to see if there was a color value in there. Eureka! There was! But no matter what you do to it and its surrounding values, nothing happens. Then I wondered, just a moment, the laser is pink. And when a texture is missing in source, the default replacement is pink and black. Maybe the particle's texture is missing or broken. So I asked all throughout town if someone could please lend me their version of every file related to this laser. I imported them into my directory and it was still pink! By then I was banging my head against my keyboard and finally decided that it's time to concede and verify the integrity of the game cache. Reinstall the whole program and deal with all the bugs that causes.
I don't know why it's funny to me, but after doing all these tweaks and shit, after messing with RGB files, asking people to give files, in the end, you know what? I'm just gonna check the integrity. That's like the basic Steam technique. It's just like anybody. Did you verify it? This is fucking ridiculous.
At this point, I couldn't help but think, ha! All this wasted time being a perfectionist when I could just use a different laser. So I installed this custom laser from the workshop that is supposed to be a Star Wars blaster. It's a model instead of a particle, so it took a while to customize it. It doesn't look great, but it works, right? Wrong! When the camera looks at the laser from certain angles, it just disappears! Then I tried using this laser particle, and I don't even remember what happened with this one, but I assure you it didn't work! So we're back to this laser. After brainstorming with other SFM villagers, I imported the laser into a different map and realized, what the fuck? Why is it blue on this map? And that's when it hit me. Every map has a different default point where things load in when they have no other point of reference. You can see here that Badwater's default point is somewhere below Red Team's spawn. It has no rhyme or reason. The Wrangler laser has been loading in and using the default point on the map for its control point 2 value. It's a different color on every map, but it doesn't change no matter what I do. So I figured, alright, my program is successfully reading the control point 2 value, but just not changing it. Alax friend, can you please take my SFM project, move control point 2 to make the laser red, and then send it back to me? He promptly sent me this in response. That's right, his computer couldn't even handle the project, so he had to make a new project that was just the laser on Badwater, which I then had to import into my project, which is its own scary, unintuitive process. But finally, here we are. It works. Despite reinstalling the program, despite verifying the game's cache, despite replacing the particle files outright, my control point 2 is just irreversibly broken. My theory, there's a ghost in my machine. But hey, at least it worked eventually, right? But that's not the only thing I had to do manually.
Or maybe the
Once
engine
the
is the
central
problem.
gun is placed, it stops being a gameplay object and just becomes part of the scene. That means that I have to manually control its shooting, which means manually adding each individual muzzle flash. That's right, I had to copy and paste like 50 sets of these muzzle flashes and then manually tell the program, this muzzle flash occurs 1/20th of a second later, and this muzzle flash occurs another 20th of a second later, and this muzzle flash occurs another 20th of a second later, and this muzzle flash occurs another 20th of a second later, and this muzzle flash occurs another 20th. Then, after doing that, I have to lock each particle to the barrels of the sentry gun individually. Truly nothing.
How many times did you save doing that? Because imagine doing that for a long time and suddenly your PC shuts down or something. I don't know. blue screen or something. Does blue screen even happen? I've never seen blue screen with this computer in the Windows 10 thing. Does blue screen even happen anymore? But still, at this level of detail, I mean, I knew he put effort, but this is ridiculous. He's going to this, like which point muzzle flash happen of the gun. That's just ridiculous. I mean, look, I like this because he didn't need to put this level of effort. He could have created some simplistic animation and they would have been fine, but he wanted to do this. See, creators like this, really gets famous for things like this. It's not about that they just want to get a video done and move on. It's that they want to do it their way, even if it takes 1,000,000 years.
Comes for granted in this program. You'd think that adding Ubercharge would be a simple process, but it isn't. The default Uber in SFM is broken for some reason and always flashes like it's about to end. So you have to go download some cube map fixes. Thank you so much, SFM community, and put those in the right directory. Looks good to me. But what about the weapons? And the hats? Huh? That's right, you have to manually change every single model's material that you want to be Ubercharged. And sometimes it doesn't even work. Not only is this a time-consuming process, it's semi-permanent. Since you're actually changing the files themselves, scary, you have to be super careful or else you'll be asking yourself later on, why the hell is this pyro like half Ubered here? See these buildings? They're not actually in Source Filmmaker for some reason. They're like ghost buildings or something. I had to manually add replacement buildings myself. Nothing comes for granted in this program. But you want to get really scared this Halloween? Imagine rendering a scene you've slaved over for hours, and it comes out like this. If you ever want to get into SFM, my friend, please remember the acronym ABAF. All beards are fucked. Something about the way these things are textured doesn't mix well with SFM. Usually there's a fix for these beards on the workshop, but I guess not enough people... Alright,
is this the issue only with the Team Fortress 2? Is this case with any other game? Source Filmmaker does this shit with everything. You have to put this level of effort. Surely there has to be more user-friendly app there, right? User-friendly, engine, whatever, like Source Filmmaker. I mean, I've seen people use this. I guess, who's the fucking, even the name forgot. Yeah, Russian Badger, I think, right? I had to look that up. I'm high right now. What can I do? My memory is not working that well. So Russian Badger even uses SFM, if I remember correctly, and many people use it there. So clearly this is like your go-to, engine application, whatever the people use to modify. But there is no alternative. There's no good alternative. I don't know.
Use the grizzled growth? Anyway, at complete random, the beard will become some crazy neon color. And you want to know something funny? It uses the same color as the Wrangler laser uses via the map's default point. Isn't that funny?
It makes sense.
So what was my solution? Ha! Simple, really. If I render out the glitched frames individually, one at a time, manually, the beard is fine. Sounds simple if not time-consuming. Let's see how many I had to do. 462 individually rendered images just to fix this beard in one scene! And sometimes it's not even consistent.
Has to be better.
Here you'd think that the color is based on the beard's position, but look at this shit! It's blue in this camera, but green in this camera! Eventually, my friend, I could take no more, and I just asked the guy who fixed the Allfather if he could fix the grizzled growth, which he did! The moral of this scary beard story is, please don't be afraid to ask people for help! Oh, but friend, I've scary...
Yeah, that's the core of this basic whole video. Like, I couldn't do this, ask somebody else to do it. Yeah, there you go.
Stories to spare. Look at this scene. Simple, right? Well... this is what it used to look like! These lights are Satan! They have caused an issue in every video. For the spy video, I spent a full 10-hour day trying to get rid of these lights that would bleed through all the walls. After that day, I knew not to ever try anything with these demon-possessed lights. But in this scene, I had to. I used a program to remove literally every light from the map, and you won't believe it! These lights are Satan! Eventually, a villager from the SFM Discord discovered that you just have to type ent_fire space env_lightglow space kill in console. What does that even mean? I'm certain that a ghost has possessed my computer, but it doesn't always make itself obvious. Sometimes the glitches are small, like the time that this blood decal's position didn't update when I played the video forward, but it worked when I played the video backward.
What the fuck? This
And then
source filmmaker
sometimes
is
when I
broken,
render
man.
something, every other frame becomes a blue mess. Definitely a ghost. And half the time I import a custom map, Source Filmmaker just breaks all its lighting. Classic ghost stuff. This one is fixable, but when even the guy making the tutorial says,
This is the Hammer editor, and it honestly terrifies me. I can't do anything with this.
I can't say it makes me very hopeful. Of course, the program does make my life easier sometimes. Spline curves are pretty good at automating some animations, but other times they put the spirit of the devil into my characters.
Add spline curves.
Oh my god, call the exorcist! Look at this sentry. I just want it to go from this to this. A 180-degree turn. It's simple. But for some reason, the program thinks that the most efficient way to do this is a freaking backflip! Back ye demon! Get out of my sentry gun! Thankfully, the program has a built-in stress reliever. Whenever I find myself...
Yeah, so the SFM has a problem. Basically, it has a problem to understand how the engine physics works, I guess. It's there is no updated version of SFM, right? Because this would be not problem in, I guess, in the modern technology. The latest engines basically comes out with, tracking physics and everything like that. And even the colors wouldn't have this kind of an issue where colors were going haywire. This feels like Bethesda issue, isn't it? So this SFM issue is specifically for Team Fortress 2. I don't know. Because SFM uses the core files and core engine of Team Fortress 2 is having this issue. But if he was using SFM with any other somewhat modern game, it would use that engine and it would have abilities of that engine, so there would be no issue. So this is Team Fortress 2 issue? What is it?
Getting exhausted, I just move the character's pelvis to the beat of whatever music I'm listening to for endless entertainment.
Yeah, perfectly normal. He's not gonna go crazy.
Truly, countless hours have gone into trying to fix every single little mistake and glitch in all of my videos. But since you've made it to the end of this video, I think I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. There's a mistake in the engineering, and it will probably ruin your entire perception of it. In this scene where I build a mini sentry on this scout, I don't have the gunslinger equipped in the SFM animation! Ah! Hey, it's me. I have a t-shirt now. You can find a link to it in the description. I also now have a secondary channel, so...
Yeah. This was an interesting video. I didn't know he put this level of effort into it. There must be a better way. Obviously he was asking people to fix things and they were fixing it. So I guess somebody who really knows SFM wouldn't have this level of issue. But yeah, if any new guy is thinking of picking up SFM and just make animations like this about Team Fortress 2, forget about it. It would take a million years to even perfect small things. So yeah, this just put into perspective. This 10-12 minute videos that he made, he put way too much time into it. Like I think it's a few months apart, these videos. But yeah, he probably used all those days just to edit it. Yeah, damn. And imagine if anytime I try to edit anything, I'm always afraid, like I'll constantly save project, right? Because I'm afraid, like, holy shit, what if this light out? It doesn't happen that often, but still, what if this somehow it just shuts off, right? Sometimes my music system, takes so much wattage, they can surge it. Usually, your PSU can handle it, but I would always have this kind of a fear, like, what if PC shuts down or something? Yeah. Alright, well, that was how it feels to suffer in SFM Spooky behind the scenes by the channel LazyPurple. If you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe. I think I'll do the Pyro one tomorrow. I want to do that, but I hold it off because it's a 17-minute long video, so my reaction will be like half an hour. So I was trying to find a time, but I'm definitely going to do it tomorrow. But yeah, alright, I'll see you next time.